All right, Overwatch mid-season. What patch are we? 17. Yep, there we go. Season 17 patch notes. Let's go see which heroes are buffed, nerfed, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So watch the Car Q's video since he's the best at it. So go check him out. If
we have a pretty hefty mid-season 17 patch at a pretty bad time because I'm on vacation. I went to Japan and now I'm in the Philippines. Mabuhay, bitches. Anyways, let's begin with Diva.
Wait, what? I want to go to Japan? That sounds amazing. I haven't been to Japan. Have you guys been to Japan? But, okay. Well, let's get into this.
Major perk, they're going to be reducing the number of rockets from 8 to 7. They're reducing the impact damage from 7 to 5. The explosion damage will be increased from 14 to 22. The explosion radius will be increased from 2.75 to 3 meters. And the projectile gravity will be increased. For Orisa, they're nerfing her armor health from 325 to 300.
There's a nerf.
They're also going to be nerfing the energy javelin. The cooldown will be increased from 6 seconds to 7 seconds. For Reinhardt's crushing victory major perk, they're increasing the overhealth he gains from 50% to 100% of the charge damage.
Wait, Ryan
Sigma's
buffs?
experimental barrier, a massive buff here as they're going to be reducing the deployment cooldown from 2 seconds to 1 second.
I don't know about the other ones. Seemed all right. Like Orisa was decently strong, so reducing the armory like does a lot. I don't know if Sigma really needed a buff. I think Sigma's always been in a pretty solid spot with being like one of the best for like the range, and then yeah, I don't know. Don't really think Sigma needed a buff here.
Massive impact minor perk, a buff coming in here where the knockdown stun will now reach its maximum duration at a 30-meter distance from his target, which is down from the 40-meter distance previously.
I think the other one was still better.
Short circuit minor perk, they're increasing the bonus damage to buildable objects from 50% to 100%. For
Winston did not need a buff, but we'll take it. Yep, W's in the chat. Winston buffs. Love to see it, man. You love to see it.
Rapid fire minor.
Winston enjoyers, rise up.
The primary fire damage penalty from 15% to 10%.
Yeah, what's up, Mikey? Happy birthday.
Perk, the knockback
Chat, feels birthday man's.
Ashe and enemies will be reduced from 20% to 12%. For Bastion, just a small little buff to his configuration artillery, which is his ultimate. The cost will be reduced by 7%. For Freya's Rev Draw crossbow, the primary fire damage will be reduced from 30 to 25, but the maximum ammo will be increased from 12 to 15. For Hanzo, the Stormbow primary fire...
I'm okay with the Freya nerfs. Freya was pretty busted and was like a perma ban in every single one of the ranked matches. So Freya, I think, definitely needed a little nerfy here.
Fire base projectile size will be increased from 0.1 to 0.125 meters, so maybe he's shooting logs again. For his Dragon Strike, which is his ultimate, the cost will be reduced by 8%, and the damage per second will be increased from 300 to 400. Higher. For his perks, both of his major perks are getting changed here. The Dragon Fury, the attack speed duration will be increased from 1 to 2 seconds, and the Yamagami Technique major perk, cooldown speed, will be increased from 250% to 300%. For Junkrat minor perk aluminum frame, it now prevents trapped enemies from being healed instead of revealing them through walls. So now it acts as another anti-mechanic.
It's Junkrat buffs. I mean, this is definitely a good change if you want Junkrat to be annoying as shit. Me personally, not a fan of probably this if you can't get healed through a trap, but yeah, okay.
The game. For TikTok, his major perk, the concussion mine arming time will be reduced from 0.5 to 0.25 seconds. For Reaper, a small nerf here to his Death Blossom ultimate ability, the cost will be increased by 9%. For Tracer, a small nerf to her pulse pistols, the spread will be increased from 3 to 3.5.
Didn't they just lower this last patch? They're like, oh yeah, dude, Tracer needs a buff, and then this is like exactly what they did or something, and then now they just keep going back and forth between like the spread, the damage, and yeah, like that's
5 degrees.
crazy.
It's easier to see this.
But I would say Tracer is one of the best DPS, so I don't know. I think this is probably, we all saw this coming after they did that one change.
Side by side to see it visually. For Widowmaker's Infrasight, which is her ultimate, the cost will be decreased by 10%, so a very small buff there. For Juno, her Medi Blaster, which is her primary fire, the minimum fall-off range will be increased from 20 meters to 25 meters.
Can heal
For the
better.
glide boost, the movement acceleration in the air will be reduced when changing directions after the initial movement burst. For Lucio's Sound Barrier, the cost will be increased by 9%. And finally, for Zenyatta, the Harmony Orb healing will be increased from 30 to 35
huge Zen buff.
per second, and his Transcendence healing will be increased from 300 to 400.
Wow.
HP
Okay,
per
but
second.
that's a
That's
crazy
it for the
Zen
changes to
buff.
the base game this mid-season. I'm going to read the long dev comments and the rationale on why all these changes occurred. The dev said that the meta has been in a steady state for most of Season 17, so we are using this mid-season patch to take a look at the less desirable perks, make adjustments based on hero ban trends, and tweak a few heroes in reaction to the Season 17 changes and the more powerful damage roll passive. With Season 18 including many perk changes, we want to bring up a handful of our least picked or less powerful perks so that they are competitive options that cut through your standard gameplay loops. As players have gotten fairly settled into their perk choices on particular heroes, some of these changes are beyond where we would have started for perk balance in Season 15. Over time,
I mean, dude, because some of the other perks are just so much better, right? Like, you can have, like, the primal perk on Winston is completely terrible compared to damage to, like, destructibles, which is, like, all barriers and all that stuff. Like, there's no reason to ever pick the other ones. And then it's, like, you know, the bubble perk, you know, it's just, there's some that are just so much better that, like, if they want other people to pick the other perks for certain heroes, then you actually make two good ones.
We've learned what's necessary for perks to stand out as an interesting choice and make a marked change in how you approach engagements. Below, you'll also find some adjustments that are related to hero ban trends or the current meta. For example, Orisa has seen her matchup spread shift since the introduction of hero bans, particularly when it comes to facing beam-based weapons. Being able to dodge heroes like Zarya has brought up her popularity and performance, so we are pulling back a bit on her survivability and cooldown cycle. For Freya and Tracer, we're pulling back slightly on their damage capabilities and attempting to find a good middle ground for their current standing in the damage roster. Zenyatta also sees his Harmony Orb healing increased, as it has been lacking in an environment.
I am scared of Zen buffs if they make him good as a tank player.
So that's it for the main game updates. We actually have a huge update to 2 Flashpoint maps, Suravasa and New Junk City. I'm not going to read all the bullet points here because it's going to get a little bit too long, but we'll show it on the screen right now what Market looks like, or the new Market.
Oh, I haven't even played normal comp. Wait, there's water in here?
And even the starting spawn room has changed quite a bit.
Wow.
For New Junk City, here's what Arena looks like.
Okay, I do remember this being like a small little, like, only that portion. So them opening it up at least gives it space for maybe the healers to go down and not get owned by high ground. So, okay, I'm okay with this change.
Bomb flats.
Okay, so they just added, like, extra openings there. But this one used to have, like, just one giant bridge. Okay, interesting.
Refinery. The ducts. Here you can see the forward spawn changes here. And some of the exterior streets as well.
Okay,
right, now on to the stadium changes.
Okay, here we go. Stadium changes, boys. This is what we really care about, because who actually plays normal ranked, right? There's nobody. Yeah, finally. Let's freaking get it.
D.Va's Toki Slam power, the damage now scales from both armor and shield combined. For the face tanking power, they've increased the healing scaler from 30% to 50%. And finally, we have a new item for D.Va called Refraction Armor, which is a normal survival hero item. It gives you 25 armor, and while you have armor, you gain 15% damage reduction against beams. This will cost 2,000 cash. The devs comment that D.Va has been having a tough time in early rounds, especially against beam-heavy heroes that counter her defensive tools. To address this, we're introducing a new hero item aimed at improving her effectiveness in those matchups. Additionally, her solo survivability has been lagging behind other tanks, so this patch includes improvements to help her stay in the fight longer and thrive even without immediate team support. For Orisa, her advanced Throbotics power and now shoots the javelin after 0.5 seconds, and the javelin spin must be ongoing to shoot. Canceling the javelin spin will also cancel shooting.
That's kind of cool.
For the Lassoed power, if a javelin hits an enemy, nearby enemies are pulled towards the enemy's position now instead of where it was hit. If a javelin hits the environment, it just pulls nearby enemies.
Oh, so we have like the Orisa Grav. We have the halt or whatever the heck it is. I mean, okay. The only time I ever play Orisa is with like the full shift build and never done the spear one, but okay,
If the
interesting.
javelin hits a barrier, the pull will not activate. The devs comment that Orisa's javelin-focused build has been effective at disrupting enemies, but it also came with some clunky interactions that impacted its reliability and
Yeah, never really used it at
This
all.
patch addresses some of those rough edges to smooth out the experience and help her disruption tools to feel more responsive and intuitive to use. For the damage heroes, May's slowball power. Now normal hits with the secondary fire will also apply slow to the hit enemies. The devs comment that this update improves its consistency so that you can land.
Yo, why are we buffing May? Why are we buffing May? Dude, May was already strong with the other thing.
Those chilly plays more.
Why are we buffing this?
Enjoy freezing the competition. For Ana, the unscoped resources epic weapon hero item, they've actually added 15% weapon power to it. The devs comment
okay,
that
Ana definitely needed some help for
in
support.
the late game with the unscoped weapon power build. This new epic item is designed to address that, giving her the tools to become a more reliable, formidable
Yeah, I'm okay with Ana buffs here.
stellar focus power, they've increased the duration from 35% to 50%.
Okay.
The devs comment that stellar focus lacked a clear standout strength compared to other power options, often feeling underwhelming in practice. This update aims to give it a more...
Well, because, like, okay, for Juno, honestly, doing the blink where you get shields every time you use an ability and you have it on, like, 0.2 second cooldown, so you're just spamming shields the whole time, I think that's, like, way better than this. But, I mean, eventually they're probably going to nerf that build, and this will be fine. But till then, I think the blink getting shift for armor and stuff is just going to be way too strong currently.
Find impact, helping it stand out as a meaningful and competitive choice in your build. For Kiriko, another clone conjuration power change. Now the clone's heal and damage contributes to earning stadium cash, but now there is a short delay before the clone starts healing or dealing damage after it's spawned.
So we're buffing clones again. Okay. Yep. Okay. Got it.
Additionally, the clone's health has been reduced and can be increased by ability power. For the Fleetfoot power, the Swift Step cooldown is increased by 30% when used without a target. For the Foxy Fireworks power, projectile speed is...
Honestly, that is a good nerf for the TP thing. So now, like, the Kiri going on the flank actually can maybe be, like, taken out before they get it back up again. So, okay.
Now the same as the regular kunai. The devs comment that Kiriko's clone is reworked to serve a more utility-focused role, rather than functioning as the overly lethal auto turret it once was. This change should help her contribute more reliably to the team utility and generate stadium cash more consistently. In addition, Fleetfoot has been updated based on popular feedback, requiring a bit more commitment when diving into the backline, reinforcing the risk-reward dynamic of aggressive plays. That's it for the hero changes. A couple item changes here. For the Ironclad Exhaust Ports, rare survival general item for everybody. Each stack of overhealth granted now expires individually instead of refreshing the duration of all stacks of the overhealth granted from this item. The devs comment that Ironclad Exhaust Ports have been too powerful on certain heroes, aka Juno, with low base ability cooldowns and crowding out other survival options at that
toxic.
price point. We're making this more consistent
with
he's
toxic.
Other overhealth stacking item effects to bring the payoff down to a healthier level. And that's it for the patch. I'll be back home next week, and I'll be returning to the CarQ archives if you follow my second channel.
Well, CarQ, you enjoy your time in Japan. All right. That is all the mid-season, season 17 patches. At least the normal ranked, Winton buffed. Let's see, the other stuff in Stadium that actually matters, because we play that all the time. Kiri, clone buffs. Not sure if that's going to be good or bad. I guess we can try it out. But, yeah, I'm amazed they didn't, like, nerf Zarya at all. Zarya, I think, was one of the most overperforming tanks. D.Va definitely needed buffs, and Ana needed buffs. So, yeah, I guess we'll try that out. And, yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to YouTube's, watch Twitch streams, and until next video, actually, Stadium Guide's coming soon. So, yep, sub to the YouTubes.